Welcome to English Easy Hub. Join us as we ignite the flames of your English learning journey together.
Please subscribe to watch and embark on your English learning journey. Don't miss out on the exciting content. In this conversation, Andy seeks advice from his teacher on how to effectively and quickly boost his vocabulary. The discussion explores various strategies, including active and passive learning, the use of a vocabulary journal, contextual learning, and the benefits of flashcards and spaced repetition. The teacher provides detailed insights and practical tips, guiding Andy on how to integrate these techniques into his daily routine.
Hi, I've been trying to expand my vocabulary, but I'm not sure where to start. Do you have any techniques that could help me boost my vocabulary quickly?
Great question, Andy. The key to quickly expanding your vocabulary is to focus on both active and passive learning. By active, I mean deliberately learning new words and their meanings. By passive, I refer to picking up words naturally through reading, listening, and conversation. Have you been doing either of these?
I've been reading a lot lately, but I don't think I'm actively learning new words. I come across words I don't know, but I just skip over them. Should I be doing something differently?
Absolutely. When you encounter unfamiliar words, make it a habit to look them up immediately. Don't just glance at the definition, though. Try to understand the context in which the word is used, and think of synonyms or related words. This will help solidify the word in your memory. Have you tried keeping a vocabulary journal?
No, I haven't. How exactly does a vocabulary journal work?
A vocabulary journal is simple but powerful. Every time you learn a new word, write it down along with its definition, synonyms, and an example sentence. Review this journal regularly, and try to use the new words in your daily conversations or writing. This active engagement with new words reinforces your memory. Do you think you could commit to maintaining a vocabulary journal?
I think I could. How often should I review the words in my journal? Is there an optimal time to revisit them?
Good question. Ideally, you should review your vocabulary journal daily, especially in the beginning. Spaced repetition is a technique that works wonders here. Review the words after a day, then after 2 days, then after a week, and so on. This gradual spacing out helps move the words from short-term to long-term memory. Do you know about the technique called contextual learning?
I've heard of it, but I'm not entirely sure what it means. Could you explain it a bit more?
Certainly. Contextual learning is the process of learning new words through their use in a particular context rather than in isolation. When you learn a word in context, such as within a sentence or a story, it becomes easier to remember because your brain associates it with the situation or idea presented. For example, learning the word arduous within the phrase an arduous journey gives you a mental image and emotional context that makes the word stick. How do you usually try to remember new words? Do you use them in sentences or just memorize them?
I usually just try to memorize them, but now that you mention it, I think using them in sentences could be more effective. Should I be writing these sentences down, or is it enough to just think about them?
Writing them down is definitely more effective. When you write a sentence, you're not only reinforcing the meaning of the word, but you're also practicing its usage. This practice can make the word feel more natural to you when you speak or write in the future. Plus, the act of writing engages more of your brain than just thinking does. Have you considered using flashcards as a tool for vocabulary building?
I've seen people use flashcards, but I'm not sure how to get the most out of them. How should I approach using flashcards for vocabulary?
Flashcards can be incredibly useful if used correctly. One side of the flashcard should have the word, and the other side should have the definition, an example sentence, and possibly a synonym or two. When you review your flashcards, try to recall not just the meaning of the word, but also the sentence you've written. This practice reinforces the word in multiple ways. You can use physical flashcards or digital apps like Anki, which employ spaced repetition. Are you familiar with spaced repetition software?
I've heard of it, but I haven't used it. How does spaced repetition software differ from just reviewing flashcards on my own?
Spaced repetition software, SRS, is designed to optimize your review process. It tracks how well you know each word and schedules reviews at increasing intervals as you become more familiar with them. This method helps you focus on words that are more difficult for you while still reviewing the ones you know at the right times to keep them fresh in your memory. It's a smart way to manage a large number of vocabulary words efficiently. Does that sound like something you might try?
It does sound useful, especially since I tend to forget words if I don't review them often enough. But I'm also worried about staying motivated. Do you have any tips on keeping up with vocabulary learning over time?
Staying motivated can be challenging, but setting small, achievable goals can help. For instance, you might aim to learn 5 new words each day, or to review your flashcards for 10 minutes every morning. Tracking your progress can also be motivating. Seeing how many words you've learned over time can give you a sense of accomplishment. Additionally, try to immerse yourself in environments where you encounter new vocabulary regularly, such as reading books, watching shows, or listening to podcasts in English. What kinds of materials do you enjoy consuming in English?
I really like watching movies and reading novels. Could those be good sources for learning new vocabulary?
They're excellent sources. Movies and novels provide rich, contextualized language that's often more engaging than traditional study materials. When you watch a movie, pay attention to the dialogue and try to pick out new words. Subtitles can be helpful too. With novels, highlight or note down unfamiliar words as you read and look them up later. The stories and characters can help the words stick in your mind because they're tied to memorable plots and emotions. Have you tried reading aloud or shadowing as a way to practice?
I haven't tried that. How does reading aloud or shadowing help with vocabulary?
Reading aloud helps you internalize the rhythm, pronunciation, and usage of words. It engages more of your senses. You're seeing, speaking, and hearing the words, which reinforces your learning. Shadowing, which involves listening to a native speaker and repeating what they say as closely as possible, is also great for practicing pronunciation and intonation. It forces you to process and produce language quickly, which can help with retention and fluency. Both methods make your learning more active and dynamic. How do you feel about integrating these techniques into your study routine?
It sounds like it could be really effective, especially since I sometimes struggle with pronunciation. I'll definitely give it a try. One last question: how do I know if I'm actually improving my vocabulary? What should I look out for?
Improvement in vocabulary is often gradual, but there are some clear signs to look for. First, you'll start to recognize and understand more words when you read, watch, or listen to English content. You might also notice that you're able to express yourself more precisely and confidently in conversations or writing. Keeping track of the new words you've learned and how often you use them is another good indicator. Finally, if you're using more advanced words naturally and correctly in context, that's a sure sign your vocabulary is expanding. Remember, consistency is key. Do you feel ready to take these steps and boost your vocabulary?
Yes, I do. This conversation has given me a lot of practical ideas to work with. Thanks for all the advice. I'm excited to start applying these techniques.
I'm confident that with your enthusiasm and determination, you'll see significant improvement. Good luck and happy learning.
The conversation concludes with Andy feeling motivated and equipped with actionable steps to improve his vocabulary. The teacher reassures him that with consistency, curiosity, and the right approach, significant improvement is within reach. The key takeaway is that vocabulary building is a gradual process that requires active engagement, regular practice, and the use of effective tools, all of which can lead to enhanced language proficiency over time.
Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share to keep the English learning journey alive.